Good day, mems and sirs. Welcome to a super spooky edition of the Number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Hold on. Super spooky?
You haven't been introduced yet. Where I'll be telling stories so spooky that my partner here will shit his britches. Stuff you would never want to witness.
Pat, have I ever told you about the time I went to Dudley Town?
You actually have still not been introduced yet. I implore you all to stop acting like bitches and join us because this is about to be the richest podcast on your hit list. By my side, forever threatening to knock out my chiclets, is a man who scares me half to death just by the amount of hair on his chest, which will need to be compressed from the amount of stress. Tommy fucking Washington, how are you, man?
You know, almost got his chicklets knocked out, Pat.
I do.
My kid.
I know.
Yeah, he almost got fucking leveled.
Ironic that I put something about the level of stress leading to a heart attack, and then I came here and you were very, very stressed.
Nah, I'm fine now.
I'm fine. I almost knocked his teeth out. I'm fine.
He had it coming. The other thing, Pat, shouldn't we do a spooky episode on Thursday? Nah.
Well, you want Thursdays to be football Thursdays.
We can still do spooky. This is the first I've heard of the spooky, guys.
Well, in fairness, I was coming here, and I was like, fuck, I gotta write the intro. And Emily was like, are you gonna do something for Halloween? And I was like, fuck, I gotta do something for Halloween.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really like
keeping us on the straight and narrow.
I don't really like Halloween.
I love Halloween. It's by far my favorite holiday.
It's kind of like a waste of a day.
What do you mean?
Pat, it's not even a real holiday. You want to know how I know that?
Because you don't get off of work?
Yeah, I still have to go to work, so it's not really a real day.
I mean, some people work on Christmas. Does that mean it's not a real holiday?
Yeah, but everybody has to go to work on Halloween.
That's true. I wonder if there's like a group of people who don't have to work on Halloween. You've brought up an interesting point.
We should look into it.
Like, do witches get the day off? Is that a job?
No, I think that's their main day of work.
That's a good point. They're putting in extra work. Yeah, like Santa on Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be like saying Santa get Christmas off, Pat.
It's a valid point, man. What do you think his shift is Christmas Eve? Like, okay.
It's 24 hours. He flies around the whole world in 24 hours.
Oh, that's true because the time zones are changing, right?
Yeah.
So when do you think he starts?
Midnight on Christmas.
But but for who? Like, who's midnight? Whatever the first time zone is?
Just assume it's ours.
All right.
I don't know how all that shit works.
And then at like 1, he's back at midnight in the next time zone?
Sure.
I love that magical fucker.
Time stops for Santa.
Well, you know what? That was one of our would you rathers. Would you be able to stop time? We already know his answer.
Yes.
Motherfucker would love
to.
He
also makes fake chimneys. Haven't you seen Santa Claus the movie with Tim Allen?
I have not.
You what?
I'm not a big holiday movie guy.
Yep, come on.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
All right, we got one piece of mail. It's from old reliable Dip Dizzy Whistle.
Dip, 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 Dizzy Whistle.
And this one reads, I'm going to try and read it because I haven't read one in a while. And, well, it's funny to hear me try and read.
Agreed.
Tom, it seems like we have more in common with our point of views on life than Pat. It's easily explained. Pat's a ginger, therefore has no soul.
Real nice.
Moving on. I would like to hear more grind my gears. Would you rather is not engaging enough. It doesn't get the blood flowing, the anger deep inside you to come out. It's kind of boring. Here's one that grinds my gears. Attendance at a drive-thru, not reach or attempting to reach out the window. Attendance at a drive-thru, not reach or attempting to reach out the window. I mean, I'm in my car, sitting down, and you can't reach. You are in customer service. Reach out the window. Make it easier for me, the customer, who is paying for the product. Don't make me have to reach the farthest. Also, Siri does hate me with all that it is. I do a lot of speak to text, and she messes everything up. My bad for not reading it first, but Siri is a bitch and changes shit to duck with me.
Classic.
That was supposed to say fuck with me. Also, here's a picture of me tattooing Pat at work. LOL. I will let Pat tell the story. Also, no mentions of my t-shirt idea. Tom, you're a bad human. That t-shirt would be good. Have a great day. Pat still Don, this is 100% on Pat because he still hasn't told me your t-shirt idea. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what it is.
Don, I don't know that that's true because I don't remember much, but it's possible that I never told Tom the t-shirt idea.
He definitely didn't tell me the t-shirt idea, or else I would have gave props where props are due, or no props where no props are due.
So here's the t-shirt idea. It says, guys, not to mention, it looks like he fucking emailed it. Like what I'm looking at looks like a straight up email. It is typed out.
Let me see.
It even says, like, it has his email and then our email. So did he just not send it in email?
Hey, he didn't send it.
Okay, well, he took a screenshot of his email and sent it to me. It says, idea for t-shirts. Guys, I have the best idea for a t-shirt for the number Niners. Go with me. A picture of Bret Hart and Pat McAfee sitting around doing a podcast. Then add your faces on their bodies. So it looks like Pat is Bret and Tom is Pat McAfee. It would be gold. I'm all the way behind this idea.
I do like it.
I do like it. I can see myself as the excellence of execution. I can see it.
I can see myself as the excellence of punting footballs.
It's true. Punter of the decade. And a hell of a wrestling talent.
Yeah, he's full-time on, I don't know if he's full-time, but he's on NXT now. He joined the New World Order.
I'm sorry?
No, that's not it.
He joined the NWO from the early 90s?
Yeah, what's the thing?
All right, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man,
Pat
Scott
McAfee.
Hall, Kevin Nash, Conan, The Giant, and Pat McAfee. This should go well.
What is it? What's it called?
NWO.
What's the thing he joined?
New World
I'm going to
Order.
fucking cut all this out. What's it called?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he took a heel turn and joined the Undisputed Era.
That's what it is. Undisputed Era. Same thing.
I'm not sure that that's what happened. I just saw him lift up that mask and reveal that it was him behind it, and I got pretty excited.
Yeah, he's awesome, huh? See, I knew you'd come around.
I haven't watched a lot of wrestling. I'm trying to watch SummerSlam now and catch up. It's not very easy. It's much easier. They did that. What's that thing where
they put the people in the stands?
Yeah. And it's like a wall. So you can't tell what's real and what's not real on television because everybody's so good at their jobs. But it looks like there's nothing past the barricades, right? So it's just a wall of TVs. Yeah. I assume those are like an illusion, right? Like those are added after the fact.
Well, they're not. No, they do it live.
No, I'm saying like that. Oh, that's a good point. I just don't. Are the TVs?
They're not live.
Is there like a projected image for the wrestlers, or they have no clue that any of that's there? You get what I'm saying?
They have no clue it's there.
It's like on football, like the first down line. They don't fucking see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It's so weird because it looks so fucking real. It looks like a wall of televisions. And I was like, well, obviously that's not what it is.
It's amazing that you do a podcast and know nothing about like
projected images?
Like anything to do with media.
Yeah, I mean, media, the newspaper.
You know that media comes in all sorts, right? Like even TV is technically media.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with the term, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know why you're said newspapers.
I'm just saying, that's a media.
It's a dying one.
That's true.
Especially that New York Post.
You get it? I don't know if that's dying as much as being suffocated.
Well, I see what you did there. Well, it's dying because it's being suffocated, but you get what I mean? Anyway, Don, we appreciate the feedback. Trump 2020.
Hold on. This.
Oh, you got to tell a story about the tattoo.
No, well, I'll get to that. But the moral issue here that Don has brought up. I'm in my car. I go to the drive-thru. Whose responsibility is it to bridge the gap between the two of us to get me my stuff?
I know what way Pat's going to go with this. And Don, we're going to be on the same side of history again.
No, here's the thing. In the service field, like a Dunkin' Donuts, I do feel like it's their responsibility to reach their fucking arms out the window. I will say this. At a place like a toll booth, where they're not reaching out the window every, 2 minutes, and it's every fucking 15 seconds, at a toll booth, you should reach your happy ass as far as you can to get that money to that person. Because I just feel like that's so many fucking times that a toll booth operator has to reach out.
You don't get out much, huh?
Not a lot of toll booths around anymore.
Not a lot of people standing there taking cash for toll booths.
It still happens.
No.
Yeah, between New York and Connecticut, there's one.
Not anymore.
Since when?
All New York tolls are mail by plate. if you don't have Easy Pass.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That tells you how most of the country's going.
It should be. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah, for people like you who don't pay the tolls when you get them in the mail 500 times.
I did get a toll from Massachusetts for March. You remember the time I went to Massachusetts in March?
No.
I didn't fucking go to Massachusetts in March. So it has...
You sure it's not the one that you did before? And
No, it's from March. The date of it is from March, the driving thing.
Maybe it's from 2019. That would make more sense.
It would make more sense.
There you go, Pat.
But here's the thing. If that's not what it is, so my fucking truck is still in the shop, cocksuckers, because I want to verify that it's my license plate. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how they do it.
I know.
Don't do
So
it
I'm
off
hoping
your
they have
picture.
like the wrong license plate.
Then
And
how
just
would
happen to mail it to me.
Yeah, that's what happened.
It could be off by a digit.
I doubt it.
I don't know. I'll probably just wait until it's not paid again.
Is that something
Done.
that grinds your gears?
Don, this picture of us is, boy, we are going back a few years. It looks like we're on the first floor, and we're not. Can you send me that picture, Tom? Can you
It's in the thing.
No. Oh, I guess I could save it somehow.
Yep,
I'll put
sure
this
could.
on. I'll put this on the Insta.
I will say this: Pat looks much better there than he does now.
It's weird because my right arm is bare. Like I have a couple tattoos.
You want to know what else is crazy, Pat? How
What's
much
that?
hair you've lost since then?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hair left. So the story behind this fucking tattoo is there was a guy who was the manager of my store when I was hired at Valvoline. His name was JT. And JT, for whatever reason, a different guy came back to the company. His name was Dougie. And Dougie he had taken a step down from a different position. So he was a DM and he took a step down. They didn't have anywhere to put him. So for whatever reason, he got put in the store that I had just started in. So now I have two managers training me, JT and Dougie. And I used to always mess with Dougie and say, one day I'm going to get your name tattooed on me. So fast forward now, we're probably going 6 to 8 years in my career there. And Don Dip Dizzy Whistle has gotten a tattoo gun. And I'm like, yo, before the big manager meeting, because there's an annual big manager meeting, we all have to, it's a black tie affair. You have to wear a suit and tie. And, it's it's balls to the wall. They're giving away cars. They're giving away trips to foreign countries. They're giving away trips to Vegas. They give all kinds of shit away. They rented out one year a $10,000 bowling alley in the casino for us to just bowl by ourselves. So I'm like, bring in your tattoo gun. You got to tattoo Dougie's name on me because I always told him I would do it. So he brings in his tattoo gun and we do a little heart. And in the heart, it says, fuck Dougie. So at this black tie affair, I keep telling Doug I got a surprise for him. And we're finally between the black tie portion of the evening and the portion of the evening where we all have far too much to drink and have far too much fun. And I take off my shirt. And sure enough, there's a tattoo that says, fuck Dougie. Right there. I have a tuxedo t-shirt on underneath, so I'm still technically in black tie attire. And they Don and Doug took me to every motherfucker that works for the company. The owners were like, I can't believe this motherfucker runs one of our stores. It was a good night, man.
Sounds it.
The Dip Dizzy Whistle, if you recall, that's also the night when we watched let's see if I can do this in a way that won't reveal names. 9.5 and his counterpart for the evening, we'll call him Drew Barrymore, scream at the Asian woman to shut the fuck up. This woman was probably 5'2", and they were fucking hammered. We were trying to get Chinese food, and they were making fun of her, like just for being Chinese. Yeah, so like they're ordering, and she's like, okay, egg roll, and they're like, oh, egg roll, and she's super frustrated, and we're like, what the fuck? Like these guys are being super offensive. So
It's hilarious.
one of them finally was like she was basically saying like, I don't want to serve you guys, and one of them was like, you need to shut the fuck up. And she was like, no, you shut the fuck up. And they fucking lost it. They're like, I can't believe this customer service. She told me to shut the fuck up. And I was like, bitch, you said it first. Like, what the fuck are you so upset about? They were fucking so upset. I don't know that we ever got Chinese food. I know that at some point I just walked away. JT actually walked away with me. I was like, fuck this. I'm out. This is crazy.
Cool story, bro.
Ruined my night.
Oh, I'm sorry they ruined your night, Pat.
It did.
All right. Any other stories?
Specifically related to Asians or tattoos?
Asians.
Nah, man. I don't have many Asian stories.
I got you saying there. You want to bang an Asian?
I would gladly bang an Asian.
Never have.
Never have.
Word.
That's a menu I have not ordered off of. But I can tell you how long the sex would last. 10 minutes.
You're a fucking idiot.
It's me, Versace. Whoops, somebody shot me. And I was just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail.
All right, Pat, let's hear some of your horror story stuff so that we can get this out of the way.
Huh?
You said this is going to be a spooky episode.
Oh, I was just trying an intro.
Oh, we're not doing spooky stuff?
No, I don't have any spooky
Well,
stories.
I like it.
I didn't realize I was going to be taken so literally.
For once, hold on,
right.
Mr. Literal was surprised he was taken literal?
Yeah, I interpret literally. I don't. Well, no, I speak literally too. I don't know. Okay, so I got one for you.
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll tell the story about Dudley Town. The story I have about Dudley Town. Do you know what Dudley Town is? Obviously,
I do.
It wasn't me. It was my uncle's. So this is all secondhand, but I'll tell the story.
That should enhance the story quite a bit.
I don't know what the fuck that's.
Have you ever been ghost hunting?
No, I'm not into that shit, dude. I don't believe in it.
I have done. I used to do that with my boys Carlos and Josh, who I haven't seen in Jesus, I don't even know how long. But we went to a couple different places and ghost hunting. That's just pretty fun. That has nothing to do with the spooky story I'm about to tell. The spooky story I'm about to tell. Let me give you the setting. It's a winter evening. We've just had man, I'm sure I had popcorn. And the lady that I was with, the little defect, had some Oreos and milk. And I think we were just going to watch a movie and call it a night kind of thing.
By the way, not to interrupt your story, but I'm going to polish off probably a family-sized package of Oreos after the show.
Yeah, she was a big fan of Oreos and milk. They go
Double
hand in
stuff,
hand.
that's the only way to eat it.
Yeah, and I will eat popcorn all day, every day. I'll finish my popcorn and take popcorn from the person sitting next to me and finish their popcorn.
Hey, did you know that popcorn comes from actual corn?
I did know that. It's true.
Yeah, I learned that somewhere. I forget where.
You can actually, if you want sweet popcorn, you just put candy corn in the microwave. That's a true story. So don't do that, Tom. Please don't do that.
You're a fucking idiot.
So, one thing leads to another. You're in bed, you're watching a movie, some touching starts, some kissing starts. We get to, doing the thing. And, well, it's about time for the show to end, right? But I've got a finishing act. And so she wants front row seats, so she goes down and she gets right up close to the front row act. And she's making the guac, 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 down there. And the next thing you sometimes incidentally just kind of grab hold of the back of her head and enjoy yourself. And I just I'm erupting like a fucking volcano. And I feel all of my cum just all over, I'm going to say from my belly button and my thighs. It's just everywhere. And I fucking look down and I am covered in Oreos and milk. She has thrown up all fucking over me. Really ruined my, ruined my thing, which looking back, I'm pretty upset about.
I'm not sure how this was a spooky story.
It scared the shit out of me, man. It was, I thought that was the last time I was ever going to get head, period. It was not a good moment.
You're a fucking idiot.
Well, luckily, we both laughed it off.
I was hoping this more was this should have been a memory with a silver lining.
Listen, you put me on the spot by asking me to tell a spooky story. What spooky story do you think I have to tell?
I don't fucking know. You said it was going to be a spooky episode, and then followed up with, I have some spooky stories to tell.
If you want a spooky episode, we're going to have to talk about growing up in a house with my father, and I think that's a different type of spooky.
I think your father is a wonderful man.
He is a wonderful man.
2 minutes past his bedtime right now, or else we call him.
What time is it?
9:30.
He called me earlier. Let's see what he wanted. Let's see. Oh, one missed call from the Marine.
Hello?
Hey, you're on the podcast. You called me earlier?
Yeah, you're on speakerphone.
You're also on speakerphone, but you're on a podcast, so.
We're playing Rummy Cube.
Oh, I've seen that. I haven't played it. What is it like?
It's fun.
Okay.
What did you play?
It's like Rubik's Cube or Rummy Cube or something. It's like
Rubber cube.
Rummy Cube. That's a game, like a board game.
Is that like Boggle?
What?
Remember Boggle where you used to have the thing you have to make the words inside the box?
No, these are numbers.
So it's like Boggle with numbers.
Who's that, Tommy?
Yeah, it's Tommy.
Okay, get off the drugs, okay? What were you going to ask me?
I wasn't going to ask you anything. You called me. And
We wanted you to tell us a spooky story.
Tell us a spooky story. Oh, my God. If you tell the story that I'm thinking of, I'll shit.
I can't tell a story right now because I'm trying to figure out. I got.
He's got to count to 5 and one fan's on a phone.
Dad, take your shoes and socks off. You can count to 20. Take your pants off. You can count to 21.
Is turning red.
I'm just shaking my head.
All right.
I know where you came from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's all him.
Like father, like son.
Is her cat still alive? My dad had a cat sit for Colleen this week.
Yeah, she's rolling right now.
Yeah, my dog keeps looking at him and her little tongue sticks out.
We don't trust the dog because the dog came in the house with a rabbit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Husky doesn't like little animals, but she hasn't barked at her at all. Barked at her.
No, she did give her a rabbit as a warning gift, though.
Yeah, like you're next.
All right, well, I'll let you go.
Okay.
I love you.
Either Saturday or Sunday yet.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to drive down Saturday night, so I'll be there Sunday morning.
How long does it take you to drive there?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet.
When you go?
Should only take about
The
an
week
hour or
after
so, right?
next. I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet.
Okay.
I have to go, through another state, so it's probably going to be more than 1 hour.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Culture and your dad are hit or miss.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest people in the world. But he's like me, man. Sometimes he's just like half dead to the world.
Well, and he's playing Boggle with numbers.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of that game, but I've seen it in the store. I've never bought it because
He said it was Jimmy Cube.
it's what? That's not at all what he said. You think he's like picking locks? He's jimmying things? Oh, speaking of, I played Clue last night with the Sergeant Major and his wife. It was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, it was cool. They came out. We had Dos Amigos.
that's cool. Thanks for the invite.
You're always invited, Tom. You're always invited.
Yeah, but how do I know when to come when people are going to be there unless I'm invited?
All right. Hey, yesterday, do you want to come up and hang out with me in the...
No, I had to watch. All right, so I watched 1917, and Pat watched
Mr. Brooks?
Mr. Brooks. I'm a little upset. I expected Pat to watch 1917. I was going to watch it, and then we were both going to do Mr. Brooks for the next episode. So we're just going to each give our reviews of the movie, and then we'll watch them for the next episode for the movie reviews.
Oh,
And
maybe. Depends on how your review is and how my review is.
it doesn't matter. That was the deal. You know what I can tell you, Pat? Unless you watch 1917 here tonight, it's going to cost you $5.99.
$6? This is 150% of the regular cost of a movie. There's a very slim chance I'm going to do this.
You're going to watch it, Pat.
Time will tell.
You have to watch it for a podcast.
I don't appreciate that I didn't get an invite to come watch the movie.
You were playing with the Sergeant Major and his wife.
You didn't know that until now.
We never watched movies together.
We have watched several movies together.
We have never watched a movie for the podcast together.
Didn't we watch the one on the couch?
The one on the
I
couch.
can't think of what fucking movie it was.
Did we cuddle?
It was fairly recent. The fuck was
I
it?
do not remember watching a movie with you for the podcast.
You might be right.
Anyway, so I watched 1917. You want me to do mine first?
Sure.
1917 is a 8.3 on IMDb.
8.3?
Yes.
Fire. Go ahead.
If you don't know what the movie's about, it's about
I don't.
before the U.S. got into World War I. This takes place. I assume it's obviously somewhere in Europe. They don't really, if they say it, I didn't catch it, what country it's in, but it's England versus Germany.
Okay.
Right. and they have England and Germany are butted up against each other, but Germany starts backing up, right, and starts fleeing where they're at.
Yeah.
So the platoon is chasing them down. They're going to attack because they think that they're getting them to back off. And this is right when they get aircrafts and stuff in the military.
Yeah.
So they have aerial footage, and what it is they're doing it on purpose. It's a trap. So they figure that out, and they pick 2 guys to go 8 miles through a war zone to warn the chief of these 2 platoons that are about to get wiped out.
British platoons.
Yeah, to tell them not to attack. And I gotta tell you, so that's what's about.
This sounds eerily similar to Saving Private Ryan.
That's what Erica said. Now I've never seen Saving Private Ryan.
What?
Never seen it.
Holy fuck, dude!
What do you want me to say?
I can't believe that that's a thing.
Now I believe Saving Private Ryan probably had. It was probably better. I'm not gonna lie. I was not overly enthused. It's a great story. It's a true story of what happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, they amp it up for movies, which the fact that they amped this up for the movie, it must have been really dull for the guy running across these battlefields. It was not very... I wasn't entertained by it.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of action. It was kind of weird, too, like they say you got to get there overnight, and it's just very botchy. It's like they don't segue well through the movie.
Sure.
Of like how he's moving. You know what I mean? It's just like he's here and then he's there.
This is 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, it's 2 guys that go.
Sounds like one of them dies real early in the movie.
I didn't say that. I'm not trying to give anything away, but yes.
What the fuck?
There's another twist to that, though. There's another twist of who dies. But anyway, yeah, I'll tell you this. I want to give it an 8.3. I might give it a 6.8. It was okay. It's not worth a second watch. If you're really into history and stuff like that, it's a great movie. But I'm not, like, if I'm going to watch a war movie, I want to watch something like 13 Hours or the movie with Mark Wahlberg there with the five guys that rode on Camelback.
Not SEAL Team 6.
No. Shit, I forgot the name of it. But I like
the one about homeboy who doesn't go out into the middle and everybody else dies.
I don't remember.
Fuck, I can't think of the name of it.
This one, the one I'm thinking of, I forget the name of it, but it's about they ride Camelback and it's with the Taliban, and they're trying to take out the Taliban, and only one of them lives.
Yeah, we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, it's a great movie. When they're
That's not SEAL Team 6 is when they took out Bin Laden. What are you talking about?
I've seen that one too. That's a good one.
The one you're talking about, the dude who lived, I've seen him do like real interviews. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
It was a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
Certainly don't envy his position at all.
No. But an American hero. So, yeah, like I said, I liked it. It's no Pearl Harbor. You know what I mean? Like
Pearl Harbor. Wait, are you referencing Pearl Harbor as a good movie?
You don't think Pearl Harbor was a good movie?
I think Michael Bay missed the mark when he made Pearl Harbor. Shout out to Team America.
You don't think Pearl Harbor...
If anybody has seen Team America and just caught that reference, I fucking love you.
You don't think Pearl Harbor was a good movie?
I think that Cuba Gooding could have used a bigger part.
Okay. Is that really what we're gonna talk? Like, other than that, the movie's a good movie.
I'm fucking dying. You have to watch Team America, bro. You have to watch the fucking movie.
I don't understand how Pearl Harbor's not a good movie.
I really did like Pearl Harbor. It was fine.
You're a fucking asshole.
The dudes who make fucking Team America, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, destroy Pearl Harbor with a song. The song is about
how cool.
No, it's about how much this guy loves this girl, and he's saying, "I love you more than Michael Bay missed the mark when he made Pearl Harbor," and he's like, "I need you more than Ben Affleck needed acting school." It's like, I need you more than Cuba Gooding needed a bigger part. Like, they just, every little thing about the movie they make fun of, but in order to tell this girl how much this guy loves her. It's so fucking funny.
Sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, it's no Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I'm not paying $6 for this.
Yeah, you are.
You've effectively made it not worth $6.
You're watching a movie, Pat. That's part of our deal.
I mean, in the event that you give a movie a 6.8, I have to assume that its real rating is somewhere between a 1 and a 2. Just my opinion.
Hold on, just real quick. What would you rate Con Air at? Or not Con Air, Armageddon.
Oh my god, with the fucking Armageddon. Armageddon's a great flick, man. An absolute classic.
So what would you rate it at?
Armageddon. I'm going...
How about I rate it first and then you rate it?
Armageddon, I'm giving all of an 8.
That's what I was going to say, an 8.3.
It could land on 8.3 depending on the day.
So see, we're right in the same wheelhouse here.
With one fucking movie.
What other movie?
All right.
Cocktail?
Oof.
7.0.
Oh, God.
I'm really going to go back and watch that if I ever get some time. Anyway, so let's hear Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Brooks.
You're watching this fucking movie, by the way.
This is Dip Dizzy Whizzle bringing me Mr. Brooks. I was correct. I had seen the movie previously. Let me tell you, the movie had about 2 minutes left, and I went, fuck, I know how it ends. And that's when I realized I had seen it before. Super, super shitty way to ruin the movie for myself. I didn't remember fucking anything.
How's it end?
The boat sinks. Oh, you know what? That's Titanic.
That's not what Titanic ends.
Yeah, I don't know. Jack's on the boat. He's like, I'm king of the world. And then Kevin Costner kills him. No, so this has Kevin Costner. It has Demi Moore, William Hunt, and Dane fucking Cook.
Dude, first of all, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
Did you
Sunday
see
Night
this?
Football.
So I'm looking at Sunday Night Football, right? And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because they have Russell Wilson compared to Kyler Murray. And in Russell Wilson's height, they have him down at 5'10 and 5'8 inches. And Kyler Murray, just 5'10.
I think the important part here is that Russell Wilson is also turning 32 and a quarter this week.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That is a really weird thing to do. It's very grade school of them to do.
Jesus.
That comparison, those are the only two starting quarterbacks in the NFL under 6 feet. That's remarkable, dude.
Well, typically football players are generally very tall.
Well, and at 5'8", that's
5'10.
Oh, that was 5'10". Okay,
Yes.
That's not as bad.
5'8", they'd be.
It was 5/8.
Yeah, 5/8 of an inch. 5'10 and 5/8 of an inch.
That makes sense because you got to be able to see over that fucking line, man. There's a lot of big boys.
Not for these two. These two are pretty good quarterbacks.
Yeah. Anyways, Mr. Brooks. Kevin Costner is, we'll say he leads two lives. He's a successful businessman, and he is a successful serial killer.
Is he a serial killer or a hitman?
No, he's a serial killer.
I love it.
Yeah. So he keeps those two things separated. He's a good husband. He's a good dad. He runs a very successful box company. You know, like your iPhone comes in a box. He does things like that, makes the box, designs the box.
I love box.
So at the beginning of the movie, he clearly has like an imaginary friend, and his imaginary friend is like, let's do this. Like, let's get one more. And he's like, nah, like I'm retired from that. I don't want to fucking kill anymore. And he's like, come on, bro. You know how much fun this is going to be. So Kevin Costner's like, that's a good point. All right, let's do it. So he kills, and Dane Cook is an amateur photographer. And the couple that Kevin Costner kills tends to have sex with the curtains open. So Dane Cook is taking pictures of the couple having sex, catches the murder, and he like sends the pictures to Kevin Costner, and it's just like the movie picks up from there. It doesn't go anywhere you think it would go. You know, this isn't like a bribe of a rich guy who owns a box company. It's so much better than that. The 7.3, for me, that's a weak rating for this movie. I get it. There wasn't much more than these two guys doing what these two guys do best and just, you know, entertaining everybody. The story is fantastic. The ending is fucking fantastic. I wish I didn't remember it right before it happened. That was kind of shitty. But I'm a Kevin Costner fan. I'm a diehard Kevin Costner fan. And I love Dan Cook. I don't care what he said that got him in all that fucking trouble when he fell off the face of the planet. Fuck those sensitive people.
So what would you rate it as? 8.3?
Nah, it's gonna have to land in between 7 and 8 because it really is. It's like Scarface, man, where it's just those guys.
I've never seen it.
Well, but you've heard my assessment of Scarface, where Scarface is a very, very basic fucking movie, but Pacino makes it something very special. And I don't feel like that deserves, like, nobody should rate Scarface as a 10. It's Pacino carrying everything on his back the whole time. You take Pacino out of it, you're just left with a fucking movie about a drug dealer who dies. Spoiler alert, Scarface definitely dies at the end.
Real nice, Pat.
I
That's
don't
why
know.
there's not Scarface, too.
That's right. Scar's face. I'm going to give it a 7.5, 7.5. I wish Dan Cook was still around, and I still love Kevin Costner. He's fucking fantastic.
Dan Cook's around.
Dan Cook's not doing real well as far as fame. Dan Cook said some stuff. I want to say, I'm going to get this wrong. It could have been right after the Boston. Oh, no, you know what it was? This motherfucker. Jesus, what a pass.
50-yard pass. Jesus.
Yeah.
On 1st and 20.
Right on fucking point. Anyways, Dan Cook, right after the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shooting, said, he was like, somebody in that theater was watching that movie, not a big fan, probably like there with their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and didn't want to be there to begin with, and was like, somebody please shoot me. And then they got what they wanted. Something to that effect. I don't really know what the joke was.
That's pretty fucked up.
But, cancel culture just immediately, swallowed him whole and never spit him back out.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our movie reviews. Pat's going to watch 1917.
That's
I'm going to watch
happening.
Mr. Brooks.
I will watch, what was the movie I just saw? I'm going to go with Team America. I really want to watch Team America.
You've seen it.
I know, it was so good.
No, you're watching 1917.
Let's watch Team America together.
No, you're watching 1917.
I'm not paying $6, bro. Oh, you know what you should watch? You don't need to watch Mr. Brooks.
I want to watch Mr. Brooks.
Okay, do it on your own time. I got one for you.
No, you can give that to me in the next show. You're watching 1917. I'm watching Mr. Brooks.
I understand.
End of discussion.
You don't get to pick both movies.
You were already supposed to watch 1917.
So do you want to watch the movie you recommend to me, or do you want to watch the movie you recommend for you?
Pat, you were already supposed to watch 1917. Don recommended first both to watch Mr. Brooks. You watched them out of order. That's on you. You're watching 1917. I'm watching football today.
I did. I watched the 1 o'clock games.
Just the 1 o'clocks?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't watch any of the 4 o'clock games?
No, I watched, Halloween Haunt, or something Haunt.
Oh, so you had time today to watch 1917 is what you're saying?
No, I was watching something else. Obviously, that took my time.
Clearly, the podcast is not as important to you as you make it out to be.
Did I make it out to be super duper important?
I'm just glad you finally watched football.
I'm upset that I misled you.
You heard it here first, folks. Pat doesn't care about the podcast as much as all you do.
We got a very late start to our day, and that set us back quite a bit.
Well, I'm glad you finally watched some football for the podcast.
Yeah, that's what it was for.
I didn't watch any football today. Not much.
Real nice. So you're upset with me because I don't care.
I
about
did
the podcast,
watch my
but
son's
I'm
football.
showing my love and devotion to the number Niners by watching some football, and you're skipping out. And for what?
To be fair, I've watched every other week. The only reason I didn't get any today is because I was burying my dead grandmother.
Like she would have noticed if you didn't go.
No, but all the people there would have.
Just, your priorities, Tom. You're sick.
Yeah, I'm sick. Sick, man. I did watch my son's football team today get annihilated by Newington.
What's that? Rate them at, what are they? 0 and everything?
Yeah, 0-3.
0-3, okay.
Don't worry, in 3 games they put up 1 touchdown.
That's excellent.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I did find out that in the previous weeks, or the first week, they got beat so bad that the coach got suspended for a week because they ran up the score so high on them, and I guess you're not allowed to do that.
Really?
How do you feel about that?
I think that as a coach, your job is to teach certain lessons, and not playing your best isn't the right lesson to teach at that age. So I don't think of it as running up the score. I think of it as you don't fucking quit when you're ahead.
Yeah.
You leave absolutely everything you have on the field. Listen, if you're in high school when they're old enough to understand that, or in college when they're old enough and like there's truly no chance of you losing, then sure, have some fucking mercy and get the game over with for the fucking fans and for the players. At the age that he's at, we're talking pre-teen. No, you beat the fuck out of them. Leave them lying.
Yeah, I'm not. When I heard that today, I didn't say anything to the other parents. I did say something to Erica and said, I don't like that fucking rule. And mind you, this is my kid's team that's getting demolished every week. And it's not the coach's fault. I think that, the kids are young. They're not that coordinated. It's the coach's first year. So I think if he had been with these kids a lot longer, that they would be better.
Sure.
But they don't really have any structure to go off of.
So those kids will have one of three reactions to getting their asses handed to them in such a fashion that it would be considered running up the score, right? One, nothing. It literally changes nothing. It was just a bad day. Two, they stop playing football, which, okay, this is a time when you should weed out the kids who don't really want to play the game.
Yeah.
If you can't handle a very bad beating, don't go. I have nothing against that. The third, one of those kids realizes that he never wants to lose another game of football again and plays harder than he's ever played before and studies and sits down and watches football when he's not playing football and goes, how can I be the best football player in the fucking league?
You know who doesn't do that?
Your son?
Yeah, he just gets super mad and blames it on the coach.
Yeah, so he's nothing. He's the nothing reaction who goes, no, I'm not going to do anything about us getting our asses kicked.
Don't get me wrong. He's well-intentioned. And I've had this conversation with him before. He just lacks the drive, right? He's not driven enough. And I tell him all the time, like, if you really want to be, like, you yourself are not going to change the outcome of the game.
Right.
So you need to give it all you have. He played, I want to say 95% of the snaps today. Yeah. He did a decent job. He played center, which is what he wanted to do. He did well up until like the last minute of the second quarter. And then he had a couple bad snaps. But other than that, he did really well, which he has been practicing snapping and stuff like that. So, but this to me leads into the pussification of America.
I agree.
They're too worried about hurting these kids' feelings and their morale and stuff like that. But losing's part of life.
Absolutely. And sometimes you take a really, really bad loss.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. These kids have been beaten really bad 3 times in a row. So I understand. But at the same time, like...
Well, you said that was week 1, right?
What? So you want to know how I found this out? Was the coach on the other team was trying to tell the person announcing and the refs that the score was less than it was.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't want to get in trouble for running up the score.
Jeez.
So,
so what's the value? What's the lesson learned in not running up the score in a fucking 10-year-old league?
To try and, because they're worried about these kids' morales. And then, exactly what you said, not wanting to continue to compete. And this is the way I've explained it to Colin. There's always a winner and a loser. And Colin was spoiled last year because his team up in Mass was halfway decent.
Yeah.
So they did well. But Colin, didn't play nearly as much.
Right.
He wasn't nearly as good. So he's progressing. He doesn't understand that it's a team effort. If all the other kids on your team aren't as good as even you are, then you're not going to be great.
And again, this is an age thing where Colin being... Even if he was the best player on the team that lost every game, good. That means you worked harder. That means you played harder every time to get that win. That's very different than an adult going, well, I was on a Super Bowl winning football team. I have a Super Bowl fucking ring, but never touched the field.
Yeah.
You still got the fucking ring. Yeah. Okay. So, or if you're on a losing NFL team, but you were the best player on the team, nobody gives a fuck. You guys didn't win.
Yeah.
This is a completely different thing because of the age.
I mean, he just doesn't, like... I'm excited that he cares enough to get upset after a game, that he wants to win. And he said to me, he goes, I'm tired of losing. Well, I understand that, dude, but there's always a winner and a loser. So you can't
And
always
sure,
be the winner.
You can be tired of losing. Totally appreciate that. I appreciate that he's tired of losing. How tired? That's my question. How tired of losing are you? Because are you, I'm going to run a mile before school every day, tired of losing? Are you, I'm going to snap the ball against a tree out in the backyard 100 times before dinner every day,
Yep.
losing? Or are you tired of losing? I'm going to bitch about it because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Those are two completely different types of tired of losing.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. So that's going to lead us into our next topic, Pat. We're going to do a little bit of grind my gears.
Let's do it. I don't know what we're leading off with. So it looks like it's on you.
Do you have something that grinds your gears?
I mean, tons of things, but go ahead.
All right. You want to know what grinds my gears, Pat?
I'm ready.
Being a fucking parent in 2020.
Sure.
Actually, just being a parent in general.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, times have changed. It's certainly more difficult now than ever.
So before I got on the podcast tonight, I'm going to tell the story about what happened. So my son, for my son's birthday, I built him a gaming computer. And we share the podcast room for his gaming stuff. So he's got his Xbox on here. He's got his computer down here. His PlayStation got logged out of his account somehow. I'm not really sure what happened. And I thought I was the parent control on it, but apparently somebody else is. So I can't get in and accept the new terms and conditions on there.
Yep.
So it won't let him play under his account online, right? So he asked me before you got here to look into it and help him out, which I'd already done once, but I told him I'd do it. So I'm down here, I'm messing around with that. He hears you come, and he immediately runs downstairs and yells, "Dad, I thought you were going to help me with my PlayStation because God forbid I went 4 seconds without playing a video game." So this makes me irritated, among other things that have happened over the last couple of days. And I'm like, so I say to him, "I'm already helping you, dude. Relax." And then I get a little frustrated because I'm trying to log in and it's not letting me and whatever. So I may have gotten mad, flipped over a table, no big deal. But it's just irritating that you do everything you can for this kid and it's never good enough. You know what I mean? They always want more and more and more. They, like tonight I even asked them, do you know the difference between a need and a want? You know what I mean?
What was his answer?
Yeah.
So it's yes, he didn't clarify, but he did say yes.
Oh, yes. And I said, then explain to me. And he said, well, a need is like food, shelter.
Okay.
And a want is just something you want extra.
Okay, that's fair. Extra,
Yeah.
That's a good word for it.
I don't think he said extra, but I got what he was saying. He
Yeah.
was right. And I said, so then I don't understand what you're bitching about. Like, I was already helping you. I do everything I say I'm going to do. When I say I'm going to do it, it gets done. I've never told you I was going to do something, not done it. It's just irritating, man. Being a parent today, if you have older kids, you're so lucky. If you have younger kids, just wait. The worst is yet to come. As they get a little bit older, they want more, And his problem is he's so absorbed in video games, which, I mean, I feel bad he's new to Connecticut, doesn't have a ton of friends. COVID isn't helping. So I've been pretty lenient with how much I let him use on, like, gaming and all that stuff because there isn't a lot to do. Plus, we're getting into winter. Sun goes down earlier. The kid does have a pretty busy life. He plays football, he goes to school, blah, blah, blah. But I told him tonight, man, I limited how much time he's going to play on that goddamn computer.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Kids need structure.
No, listen, I don't feel bad that I've done this stuff for my kid, but it's just like, and I guess because I'm kind of new to being a full-time parent, right? I've only been doing this for 6 months. It's incredibly agitating to me. The amount, and I don't remember this. My mom says that I was the same way. I don't believe that.
Says you're the same way, like ungrateful, or that you always want to play video games?
Ungrateful.
Okay.
Or like the things that he does that I complain about.
Sure.
Not listening, stuff like that. I don't remember that, dude, because I remember when I was a kid, dude, if you didn't listen, you got hit.
Well, you remember that because it happened. So at some point, you weren't listening.
Well, I understand that.
You know, it
But
wasn't
then
like
I
an
started
observation.
listening.
Well, sure. And
No, I think it was more of a fear thing. Because I didn't get hit a lot as a kid. I got when I got in trouble when I was a kid, it was mostly for like bad grades and shit like that.
Right.
I don't remember. I mean, we did steal a car one time, no big deal. But don't get me wrong, I wasn't an
You stole
angel.
your parents' car or a stranger's car?
My parents' car.
No,
I didn't really steal it. My dad gave me
as bad.
My dad gave me the keys and said, "Clean it while I'm on vacation," and I decided to take it for a joyride.
Did you get caught?
I didn't get caught. Tim did. And then the cops were called, and I took the hit
Oh, that's bullshit. Why did you take the hit if Tim got caught?
because I'm a good brother.
No, but how did Tim get caught?
Because he almost hit a neighbor.
So how the fuck did that end up on your doorstep? Were you there?
I was here when we were together.
Oh, so yeah, one of you had to take the hit.
Yeah, it was
Don't
me.
make that Tim get caught. You guys were together. You got
No,
caught too,
but
motherfucker.
Tim was driving, man. I was driving well before that.
Don't try to play like you're innocent because you weren't the one driving at that moment.
I wasn't even in the car when it happened.
Listen, this is... All right, I'm breaking up a bag of weed behind... I'm going to put myself at 13 or 14.
This story is so bland.
All right, I won't tell the story. Never mind.
Okay. Go ahead, tell the story.
No, I'm good. So is that's your whole... I think that...
There's a lot more to the story. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just...
The biggest issue that I think parents
It's part
are
of the
facing right now...
pussified America, too.
It is.
Because you have to be so worried about what you say to your kids.
Well, that's actually my point. So
Especially in my case, too.
the biggest problem isn't your kid. The biggest problem is other parents.
Yeah.
And I don't say that, like, it doesn't matter if you beat your kid what another parent thinks. Then you have the law to worry about, not another parent. The biggest problem is, so if you tell your kid you can play, 25 hours of Nintendo this week, right? There's another kid who doesn't have a limit. So your kid's like, what the, why can I only play 25 hours? Johnny down the road doesn't have any rules at all. Like, well, now this fucking horrid parent is creating a problem in my household. So the truly difficult part is trying to get your kids to understand that while everybody in the world matters, nobody else matters. It's so difficult.
I don't care what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
These are our rules. Here's another reason why I put a time limit on how much he can use it.
Yeah.
And I said this to him when we were talking. I was yelling. That every single time he gets in trouble lately, it revolves around that computer.
Right.
It's something he did, or he tried to push a limit on something. Like, Colin, you need to be in bed by 9:30. Well, he moseyed on upstairs at 9:35. Well, that's not 9:30. Last night I'm down here playing. I told him to be off by 10 because he had a game today. At 10, I'm like, you need to get off. And he goes, oh, I'm in a build battle. Can I get off after that? No.
Right.
Get off.
No, you knew at the time you had to get off. You starting a build battle was just piss poor planning.
Yeah, not my problem.
Yeah.
And it shit, like, that kind of shit really irritates me.
Yeah.
And what happened is I've been holding that shit in. And then today I finally just blew up on him. But he does need a restraint because he won't do anything else. Like I said, the football stuff.
Right.
The reason he doesn't do it is because, well, I have video games to play. That's more important. So, teaching him that priority, or, filling your time with other things other than video games. Because, listen, I used to game a lot, but since he's lived here, I use, sometimes on my day off on Monday, I'll play like 2 or 3 hours of video games on the computer.
Yeah.
The most time I spend on the computer is doing the podcast.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah, I turned my PlayStation on for the first time, and Emily and I played once, and then, so that's what, we've been together like 3 months-ish. I turned my PlayStation on for the first time. Other than that, the other day, this is probably the first time since April, and I didn't play. I turned it on, it was like, nah, I'm just gonna watch a movie.
Yeah.
Like that's when I watch Mr. Brooks. It's a very difficult thing. And you, whether you mean to or not, you judge all the other parents, which is stupid because they're judging you too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And it would be so much easier if we could all try and be a little understanding of each other. That's not what we do. It's very difficult to fucking do that. One of my brothers, limits his kids. I think they get an hour a day period on electronics. So that counts their phones, which to me seems insane. But his kids are fucking angelic. They always play well together. They can hold conversations with, like, I text with them, and it's like I'm talking to an adult. They use proper grammar. They use, punctuation. They're really smart kids. They're really normal, I guess, like they're humans.
Yeah.
And they're not the type of kids who you would go, well, they're kids, so that makes sense. They're more impressive than acceptable.
Yeah, well, and the other problem that I have with Colin is he came from a place with no structure, no rules.
Right. So, I mean, we saw this coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. And don't get me wrong, Colin out in public, great
Super
kid.
well behaved.
Yeah, best kid. We get compliments all the time on him.
He also always uses his manners.
Yes, he's very well mannered. He just,
he's a fucking brat to you.
Yeah, that grinds my gears, man.
It could be way worse. At least he's a brat to you and not to anybody else.
Well, I won't hit him for being an asshole to me. You're an asshole to some stranger or somebody nah, or somebody in my family, I'll kill you.
I used to always say, I still believe this to this day. You should be able to hit a kid once a year. One time. You can't beat the shit out of them. You'd be able to hit a kid once a year, right? So this is like an extenuation of the way we utilize Santa Claus. You got in August, September, you're like, hey, Christmas right around the corner. You want to keep bitching? Santa's coming soon. He's making that fucking list. And you can utilize that to get your kids to behave. So what if January, February, March, when you don't have Santa to lean on, you're like, hey, I can hit you once this year, right? No reason it wouldn't be today. I think that's a great way to utilize this rule.
Well, not for nothing, Pat. You can make that rule in your own house.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
it would at least work until they were 8 or 9 years old.
I'm not saying you should take a baseball bat to your kid's spine, but
definitely to the stomach, it leaves less marks.
An open-handed smack to the face of a child who just isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing and is, doing everything they can to go out of their way to make your life hell. Well,
you know what the problem with that is, Pat, is people wouldn't be able to stop it. If they were able to do it once without any repercussions, they wouldn't be able to stop.
Yeah, but that's on those people. Those people should be punished. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a thin line, bro.
That's like saying a baseball player's allowed to use a baseball bat when he's playing the game, but he's not allowed to hit people with it. Well, you're gonna have to draw the line, man. That's on you. I can't tell you when to use the bat and when not to. You got to figure that shit out. Kids are tough, man. I'm sure that this child will be in and out of this podcast the whole time that you're raising him, because kids are a fucking nightmare. I told Tommy, we talked about this before the podcast. I told Tommy, Cats in the Cradle, by far one of the truest songs you will ever hear in your life. Tommy's never heard the song, or he's heard it and he hasn't listened to it. So I hope you give it a listen before this day is over.
Yeah, I've heard the song. It's just I wasn't really listening to the lyrics.
Harry Chapin
or looking for a underlining message in the lyrics.
Harry Chapin, Johnny Cash, Ugly Kid Joe. Several people have covered the song, and I like all the versions because it's such a good fucking song. But it is it's on you to set the rules. It's not on him to follow them. It's on you to make him follow him. The kid has no responsibility. Kid can do no wrong. That's the rule right now for society. So you have to figure out a way to somehow make this child behave without using any form of discipline whatsoever. Because I'm sure we're about 3 months away from you saying no electronics and the cop showing up at your door. Don't you feel like that's a bit dramatic? You're like we're here to help you raise your kid.
Yeah.
It's a tough fucking time.
It's rough, man. It's rough. And, like I said, he's a great kid. I would never, and I'm happy he's here. I'm happy I'm able to do this because, I know that when he's old enough, he's going to be in a decent position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to do a decent job raising him. It's just, grinds my gears, man. Grinds my fucking gears.
So I don't think it's a secret to anybody. I was with a girl for a long time who had kids. Those kids were like my own. We were firm. Well, I should say I was firm. She was on my side for sure. That sleepovers and stuff like that were at our house. Period. End sentence. The kids had sleepovers other places, but 9 times out of 10, they were where we were the ones setting the guidelines. We were the ones setting the rules. We were the ones, doing the driving. We were the ones in control of the situation because, fuck, we.
Sure, kids.
Yeah, and we love and care for, and they're not a burden. Yeah, I see so often, like, oh, I finally got rid of the kids this weekend so I can go out. What the fuck kind of mindset is that? That's a terrible mindset, man.
Well, again, with Mr. Literal over here, I don't think that they really mean it that way. They're just like, we have a break this weekend. Because not for nothing, man. I can understand that. You know what I mean? To not, like, you need you time too. You know what I mean?
Do you need it every weekend? Is that a Friday night thing for you? Like, I gotta get away from my kid. It's Friday.
No, but the way you, like, we finally got rid of the way you said it was we finally got, like, it was a once in a while type of thing.
Oh, yeah, no, well, that's true.
But if it's every Friday night, you're just a bad parent.
And, you're just looking to go out and have fun.
Yeah, like that's more important than raising your kids.
Here's a thought. If you had less fun, there's a chance you wouldn't have a fucking kid. So don't blame the fucking kid. Don't make the kid a fucking burden. The kid is a priority, not a burden. And it's a fucking blessing. Though sometimes when you're in Tommy's spot, it doesn't feel like much of one.
Not at all.
But listen, you hop in the car, you go for a little ride, and by the time you're back home, you're like, fuck, I'm refocused. Maybe I did something wrong, maybe I didn't, but there's definitely a way to get through to that kid. Well,
and I've definitely gotten better at communicating with him.
Yeah.
And making him communicate back. So that's what we did tonight. We had a conversation. It started out a little heated, gone down towards the end.
Yeah.
And, because if I'm not open with him and explain to him, like, he thought I was mad for no reason today. Yeah. Like, he thought I got upset for no reason. And really what it is like, dude, you're never happy with what I'm doing. And even when I'm helping you and I'm just doing it, I'm like, I don't need to need you by my side for me to help you. I'm down here doing what you asked me to help you with willingly.
Right.
And you're nagging me about it. Like, that's annoying.
And what about I guess since we're on the subject of grinding gears, where do you stand on saying things that you don't mean? And I'll say specifically with family, though I'm sure that extends to friends and everything else. But so this is something that we never did as kids. There were 5 boys in my family. We're, I guess violent would be a fair word. Like, it doesn't seem that way to me because I was in it. You know what I mean? But I guess you could say we're a fairly violent bunch. We fought all the time.
Well, you're probably like roughhousing and shit. I wouldn't say it's violent.
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of violent. Yeah. I think by most definitions, we were a pretty violent bunch. Never once can I remember saying to my brothers, like, I hope you die, or anything of that sort. It just wasn't something that we ever did.
Where am I at on that? Like, if Colin said that shit to me?
Well, or like, have you been in a relationship with, because this is how I figured out that people do it. I've never seen it before. And the shit that we did to each other was fucked up. I used to pop Tony's Air Jordans. They had a little bubble at the back of them. Or maybe not Air Jordans, whatever they were. Maybe they were Reeboks. I used to pop them with thumbtacks when he pissed me off. Then I found out that Tony used to piss in my shoes when he was mad at me. And Michael used to spit on our pillows. So it's not like we didn't do fucked up stuff to each other, right? But we never used words directly to, like, wish ill will on each other.
Well, so, like, I'll take me for an example, right?
Sure.
Like, I say that shit to you sometimes, but it's
in jest.
Yes, it's never.
Yeah, no, you've never been angry at me and been like, I hope you fucking die in a car accident on your way home.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. So now I'm dating, right? I'm in high school, I'm dating, and I hear, like, my girlfriends say these things to their brothers and sisters and parents. And I'm like, you can't do that, man. What if something happens to them? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you just told them you hope they die.
You know what that comes down to?
Don't say parenting.
Yeah, that's parenting.
I don't know, man.
Because I'll tell you this. Like Colin say to me once, I hope you die when I'm yelling at him. And he'll be dead.
See, I'm fucked up. I can't imagine if somebody told me, and that's like if I have a child, right? Let's call it between the ages of, I don't know. You have to be able to grasp the concept of death. So let's call it 10. 10 and 16. Maybe 10 and 18. And that kid's like, I hope you fucking die. I might stage my own death, like a fake death, just to teach them the lesson of how fucking dramatic the statement that they made was. You might end up with people in suits at my house before this kid finds out it was a prank, and you shouldn't talk like that. That's just so fucking crazy to me.
I'm with you. If you're saying it in a mean way, in an argument or something like that, you should go seek some therapy because there's something fucking wrong with you.
Yeah, if that's something, even in the heat of the moment, if that's truly how you feel, you're the one that needs help. I don't give a fuck what the other person did.
Yeah.
Suicide there yesterday morning. Did I tell you this?
Yeah, dude, that was
This
hilarious.
motherfucker comes to, it's first thing in the morning. It's so early. It's like,
He
I
told
don't
me
know.
right after you told me.
Yeah, he comes in at like 7:45, right? He's like, I hope my kid doesn't wish me a happy birthday on Tuesday because then I can post about it on Facebook because I never post on Facebook, so it'd be real impactful. And then I can kill myself, and that little fucker can live with that for the rest of his life. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, that's some, like, you need so much help.
Nah, he explained why.
That's
And
because
I
his kid
totally
never
get-
wants to spend time with him. His kid's a kid.
Well, yeah, but it's not. It's more than that, right? It's the same thing that I just went through. Suicide has his kid's bike, fixing his kid's bike,
Yeah.
and he never wants to talk to him. And he's had it for like a week or so, and then all of a sudden, the kid wants to talk to him. Hey, Dad, how's my bike coming? Like, only wants him when he's doing something for him, and that's fucking annoying.
That's kids, man.
I understand that, dude. Like, I get it, but at the same time, they need to understand because you know what? If you don't, it's like we talk all the time about people that like you have alarms set in your phone to talk to people that you normally
Nonstop.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's because that type of shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah, I would hate to, like, let's call it somebody who's really helpful to me. Let's call it Lush, right? Lush, I love him to death, but sometimes we just aren't on the same page. He's busy being a dad. I'm busy being an employee. Like, there's things that happen. And then all of a sudden, like, I need my brakes done. I'm like,
Then you
oh,
don't
I
know.
got to call Lush because he's always going to be somebody who can help me with my brakes. But then I'm like, I haven't talked to Lush in like 3 months. Now I'm going to fucking call him and ask for a brake job?
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to constantly let the people in my life know at least like how I am. Let them know that I'm looking to find out how they are. Hey, how's things, man? We haven't talked in a week. Just curious how your week was. And it's normally 2 or 3 texts and it's over. But I stay in contact with a shit ton of people through 2 or 3 texts.
Yeah. And that's one of those and that's so I understand where suicide's coming from.
Yeah.
I understand that I understand both sides of it, I guess. You know what I mean? Do you have something to grind your gears, Pat?
That was mine, man. To saying things that you don't mean in the heat of the moment. That's fucked up. I'm not okay with it. It really bothers me. Because you know why? Because I wouldn't do it. I can't count the number of times, even with you, like when you are going at me for something, and I just like walk away quietly. I'm like, no, because anything I say is going to hurt somebody's feelings, and that's not my intention. Like I'm frustrated, but that it doesn't mean that in turn I need to make you feel like an asshole or make you feel stupid or make you feel anything, and not you specifically, anybody. My intention is not to then, because you're behaving one way. So somebody says something to me to like degrade me or to make me feel shitty in the moment. I don't instinctively go, well, if I have to feel shitty, you have to feel shitty. No, I'm just like, all right, cool. I hope you got what you wanted out of this. That's really fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not something that I can get behind.
I'm with it.
Douchebaggery.
All right, Pat, with that being said, do you want to do Would You Rather, or do you want to say those for Thursday?
Let's do them.
All right.
Dip Daisy Whizzle, this one's for you.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, for this is where it's at. Here they come.
All right, Pat, let's do 10 of them.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you get into the Would You Rathers, can I tell you? Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Pat, not for nothing, man. We've been fucking sitting here talking for like 5 minutes without recording anything.
You'll appreciate
You
this.
could have had this pulled up the whole time.
So, I got a text from my ex-wife. This is what the text says. So I'm listening to... Now, remember, I told her about the podcast so that she would download the episodes. Never in a million years did I think she would listen to a single episode of this podcast. She's extremely intelligent. and she is very like, this isn't her cup of tea, man. I don't know. She is more interested in the things that she's interested in. Our lives is not one of those things. So she sends me a message. It says, so I'm listening to your podcast, and I've honestly never been more sure or confident of our decision to get a divorce. So I said, wow, that's awful. What drew you to this conclusion? And she said, I would have murdered you. Nothing pisses me off more than a fart. You're literally breathing in someone else's fecal matter. So I definitely would have smothered you in your sleep.
Isn't she the one that farted in your face?
Mouth, specifically.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about. So I'm reading it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I laughed, but I'm like, what fart is she talking about? Did I fart in the little room?
Yeah, you did rip ass in here.
That must be what she's talking about.
It was fucking gross.
You breathed in my fecal matter,
It
fucker.
was definitely gross.
It was such an unexpected message.
It was so gross. All right, ready? Would you rather be a deep sea diver or an astronaut? I think I'm going to go astronaut because you can't get to the bottom of the sea. And you can't get to the end of the
Galaxy?
space either.
I'm going deep sea diver because I think marine life is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm not, we went Norkland. And,
I'm sorry?
Norkland?
What's snorkeling?
Norkland.
You mean snorkeling?
Yeah, Norkland.
Why are you taking the S off of the word?
It's a Ralphie May thing. It's funny.
Ralphie May?
Oh, no, he says scuba diving. You ever been scuba diving? Yeah, so I went snorkeling when we were in Punta Cana when I proposed to Erica. And I'm not a big fan of that. So I could care less. So I think space is pretty neat. It's pretty trippy when you start thinking about it. Like, it's fucked up, right? Anyway. So you're going deep sea, I'm going astronaut. Would you rather publish your diary or make a movie on your most embarrassing moment? Well, I don't have a diary, so yeah, we can publish that.
I would much rather make a movie of my most embarrassing moment because, again, wallpaper.
Yeah, wallpaper. Shit's hilarious. Would you rather be a giant hamster or a tiny rhino?
Tiny rhino. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like anything miniature.
Yeah, tiny rhino sounds pretty cool. Hamsters are just like mice. They're kind of gross.
Yeah, hamsters would be sweet if they didn't have teeth.
Would you rather meet the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Justin Timberlake? This is fucking these are supposed to be funny. Would you rather's? I'm gonna go with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm not sure how that's funny.
I'm going with Red Hot Chili Peppers because Flea and Anthony Kiedis are. Man, I don't know. Justin Timberlake's a talented motherfucker, and he's funny as shit.
This one's stupid.
What is it?
Would you rather have a dragon or be a dragon?
Oh,
I'm gonna go with have it. Well, maybe be a dragon. Don't dragons live a long time?
I don't know the answer to that, mostly because I don't think dragons are real.
They're not.
Not that I know of.
What about those lizard dragon things?
Bearded dragon?
Yeah,
I feel like that's not what it's talking about.
but that's a dragon.
I'm gonna say have a dragon because that's just a cool ass sidekick, man.
Would you rather have cookies or French fry? French
French
fries
fries all day.
Would you rather have one wish be granted today or 3 wishes granted in 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, more is always better.
Yeah. I'm a patient man.
I'm not, right? So, but whatever. Would you rather wake up with a different face but the same gender or a different gender but the same face?
Well, I gotta look at that question. Would you rather wake up with a different face but same gender or a different gender but same face? I'm gonna say a different face, same gender. Like, what? Can I just have a different dude's face?
Yeah, it doesn't really say that. This is a total side topic. Have you ever thought what it'd be like to have a vagina?
In what way? Like, have I ever been like, oh, I would just flick my bean all day? Or have I ever thought like, boy, having a period would be awful?
No. First one, kind of. Like, you ever wonder what it feels like for a woman to have sex? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing. So I'm with you to this point. I have spent countless hours thinking, what's the big fucking deal? It just goes in and out of you. Like, you have no clue how wonderful and warm and squishy and inviting a vagina is on my penis.
Yeah.
Like, okay, women, think about this now. You get into a nice, relaxing bath or a nice hot tub. Think of that, but super hyper focused on your genitalia, right? It's wonderful. There's nothing that tops it other than maybe my mother's meatloaf. So, by the way, that's not a euphemism. My mother just makes really good meatloaf.
It's not that good.
You've never had my mother's meatloaf, motherfucker.
Yes, I have.
When?
You brought it here.
You had leftovers.
Oh.
And they were scrumptious. Yeah.
Because I don't get invited over to your mother's house at the fresh stuff.
Well, take the hit. There's no way that women are like winning this battle of sex, right? I don't care how many multiple orgasms you can have. Ours are stronger. They last longer.
Well, unless they're squirters.
Okay. Even still. Do you know why women have multiple orgasms? This is scientific fact. Because God said to Adam and Eve, he was like, there's two things left.
Hold on, you said this is scientific fact, and then said God.
Yeah, I'm going to explain the story. This is 100% true. I was there. God's like, he's talking to Adam and Eve, and he's divvying things out, right? Like, women have thinner skin, women have longer hair, stuff like that. And he's like, all right, there's two things left. Now, nobody rush to which one they want. He's like, one of you is going to be able to pee standing up. And Adam's like, mine, that's all mine. And God's like, I just said you have to hear both of them. And Adam's like, absolutely not. I want to pee standing up. And he's like, all right, Eve, you get multiple orgasms. That's bullshit, man. This guy made this decision. I would gladly sit down to pee if I could come just a bunch of times in a row.
You're an idiot.
Well, you weren't there, Tom. You don't know.
You're an idiot.
Me and JC go way back.
I mean, Griffin.
What brought that up?
The Vegas story.
Oh.
I'm going to go with a different gender, same face.
You want to be a chick that looks like you?
I just want to know what it feels like, bro.
I'm sorry, hold on. Whoa. This is by far, you have said some gay shit in your life.
No, you get what
This
I mean.
is by far the gayest thing.
I want to know what it feels like to have a vagina. Like, I want to know.
No. You want to know what it's like to get fucked by a dick. Holy shit. Me having a little slip and telling a girl to put a penis in my mouth one time does not compare to you saying you can't wait to get railed by a sausage.
If I want to get railed by a sausage pad, just take it in the ass. That's not what I'm looking for.
No, because you want to get fucked in your vagina.
You're an idiot.
I can't believe it. I can't believe this happened. This is up there with the popcorn, man.
Would you rather be trapped in an elevator with an old lady and her 3 wet dogs, or three fat men with a bad breath? An old lady with 3 wet dogs.
I disagree. 3 fat men with bad breath. Here's why.
So 3 of you. Gotcha.
Yeah, the wet dogs. What if like they jump on you or like rub against you? Now you've got that stank with you. The 3 fat men. You're out of that elevator. It's over.
Yeah, but you're trapped in the elevator.
Yeah. Well, okay. How long can that really last?
Years. Would you rather have your hand stuck in a jar or your head stuck in a bucket?
What the fuck?
Hand stuck in a jar.
Hand stuck in a jar.
All right, and that's 10 of them. By the way, I don't want to have sex with a man.
He wants to get railed.
Ugh, that was creepy. I would rather slurp rancid tuna salad out of my own ass, or scour my boobies off with a rusty SOS pad, or hump a piece of splintered balsa wood.
All right, Pat, so that brings us to the end of the show, I think, unless there's anything else you want to cover.
I think we've got it all covered.
I want to throw this out there right now. It's third quarter, 2 minutes left in the Seattle Cardinals game. 27-24. I hope the Cards take them out because it would help my Niners real well.
I hope the Seahawks win because they're a better team.
Do you think that for real?
I do.
All right. On the next episode, we're going to do, we'll try and do another Grind My Gears, some more Would You Rathers.
Well, no, hold on.
Oh, man, I never told the story about Dudley Town.
That's true. We should do that before you get into it. The next episode, we will have, one of us will do some actual homework. I'm not promising which one. One of us will do some homework.
I think we both know who it's going to be, and this is the first I'm hearing of it. The more work I have to do. Great.
We will have some Halloween-related shit to talk about.
So why don't I say that Dudley Town story for the next episode, Pat?
Well, that's number 1 right there. Boom. Dudley Town story. Coming from Tommy. Special Halloween episode.
Yeah, we'll do how about this? How about we do a whole episode on Halloween?
I would gladly do that.
And we'll mix in some would you rather's and,
and
obviously football.
Yeah, it's going to be a football episode. So we'll have football, we'll have Halloween, we'll have some little games, the would you rather styles. And maybe we'll talk about, I don't know, some Tom getting finger blasted in his vagina. Who knows what's coming on the next episode?
Dude, I'm just saying, you agreed that you would want to know what it feels like.
Let me ask you, if you did have a vagina. Now, you can't get pregnant, right, because you're a dude.
Huh. If I had a vagina, I'd be a chick.
Okay. Wait, you would still look the way you look? Nobody's fucking you.
You're talking about this would you rather though?
Yeah. So you look like you, but you have a vagina?
Yeah, that was the thing. I had a vagina but my same face.
Do you keep your penis and balls in this scenario? Like you have both?
No, you change genders.
Okay, so you're a woman, but you look like you.
Yeah, without the beard.
Okay. Maybe you grow your hair out. Okay. I promise you, I will force Tom to do this. Go check out the Instagram. It's 9 with Tommy podcast. And you will see a Snapchat, the filter, where I'm going to have Tom be a woman in the picture. I'll even put up one of me. I have one of myself. It takes your beard away and gives you really feminine features. We're going to put them both up on Instagram. It will be great.
You're an idiot. All right, so that's what we're doing on the next episode. I appreciate everybody listening. Remember, number9podcast.com. You can send back feedback there, or you can email us at the9podcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at number9pod. Pat already gave the Instagram, which was
9 with Tommy podcast.
Or you can hit us up on Facebook, number9 podcast, number 9 with Tommy podcast. See you on Thursday.
I say good day.